Good evening and welcome to Hardcore Braves. This is Lethal Platypus, and I'm bringing you the week review of Platy's prospects. First up, we have Juan Mateo. Still only 18 years old for another month, the unranked prospect has been one of my favorite young contact hitters in the system. He has 8 hits this week against Kannapolis, and we have talked previously about him needing to tap into more power, and it seems he is working on doing just that. His exit velocities were higher this week, and he hit 3 doubles, including one high off the right field wall, just missing his first home run of the year. He has such a smooth, simple path to the ball with quick wrists that let him drive pitches in the zone, and he is primarily sending them the other way, going opposite field 41% of the time as opposed to pull 31% and dead center 27%. A big factor in his early success this season is his 28% line drive percentage, up 7% from last year, and he's generating more lift, and that's resulted in an early season batting average of .339 with a batting average of balls in play of .432. His walk rate and strikeout rate are in line with his career numbers at 9.7 and 19.4% respectively, but his swing contact rate is down a little, from his typical 78% down to 71.5%. With his increase in line drive contact, if he can bring back up his swinging contact percentage to last year's number, it will help to generate more solid contact, which will increase gap-to-gap drive, especially as he ages and his body starts to fill out with more strength. He's sitting at a 127 WRC plus and a 392 WOBA, which are both very good numbers for someone who is trying to find more extra base hit potential. He's trying to increase his contact percentage by just this week implementing switch hitting, as most of his struggles were against lefty pitchers, and so far so good as he has gone 2 for 3 in those at-bats. His ability to be patient and wait for pitches, along with his smooth, simple swing and speed on the base, tells me he has the potential to be a leadoff hitter or number 2 type hitter if he can continue to find gap power to go along with his low strikeout rate and his ability to put the ball in play. Up second is one of who I feel has been the unluckiest hitters in our system, and the peripherals seem to agree. Baseball America has him at number 19 on Atlanta's prospect board, and Cody Miller is my pick to have a breakout sooner rather than later. Over the last week, he's brought his average up from 162 to 183, which I know is low, but if you look at the metrics, his swing percent is at 42.5, which is down from last year's 50%. And his contact rate is almost identical at 71% to last year's 73%. His line drive rate is the exact same at last year, 29%, and ground balls at 42 to 37 last year, which tells me he isn't flying out as much. The main difference is his batting average on balls in play. Last year it was .446, and this year's he's off to a brutal start of a .263. His strikeout percentage is a little elevated at 32% compared to last year's 27%, but his walks are also up from a 6.8 to 10%. He seems to be working counts more and waiting on his pitches early. Another big factor to me is his pull rate, up almost 10% from 43 to 53. He hasn't been using the whole field much, and he is only going opposite field 20% of the time. But one of his 2 home runs are to right center, and his hardest hit balls of the past week were 2 line drive singles right back up the middle and a rope down the right field line for a double. As he starts expanding the field and putting the ball right where the ball is pitched, I feel his average and all the following stats will start flying upward. All the peripherals are there. His batting average just needs to fall back in line. Keep watching. There's a reason Rome keeps hitting him in the 5-hole behind the powerful bats of Eric Hartman and Dixon Williams. Also remember, he's a plus runner and a terror on the base paths, as he already has 10 stolen bases and has beat out multiple ground balls for singles. Remember the old adage, speed never slumps. Third up, we've got the guy sharing time with last week's prospect, Nick Montgomery, Tanner Smith. He had an absolutely insane game yesterday. 4 for 5 with 3 home runs. Absolute bombs. His average is sitting at 298 with the 164 WRC plus and a 455 WOBA, albeit inflated because of yesterday's game. But those numbers are in line with top prospect Tate Southesine. His glove and arm is his calling card, as he already has 11 runners caught stealing in 13 games, but his offense is on the rise, as when he puts the ball in play, it flies off his bat. His contract percent is at 68%, in line with his career numbers, but he's swinging a lot more, 57% compared to 47% last year. It's resulted in only walking 6% of the time so far with an inflated 36% strikeout rate. If he can be more patient and cut down on the swing and miss along with the strikeouts, he can be another Atlanta catcher moving his way through the system, as he is only 23 years old in his second year in the system. Speaking of the aforementioned Tate Southocene, he had another insane last week, as it seemed literally every game he played in, he had a hit, a walk, and a stolen base. He set the tone every game and constantly is giving the guys behind him a runner in scoring position. His speed is an absolute terror. He has 20 stolen bases already. His average is sitting at 271 with a batting average with balls in play of 355, but his walk rate is up to 17% and his strikeout rate is only at 24%. He's beyond patient at the plate, swinging 36% of the time with a 75% contact rate. He will wait for his pitch, and if he doesn't get it, he has no problem taking the free base. When he does get it, even on singles, his exit velocities are impressive. His WRC plus is at 153 with an elite WOBA of 437, and I feel with how he is going, those numbers could eventually continue to rise as his batting average with balls in play will go up. The way he's playing is going to force a promotion sooner rather than later, and as mid-season rankings start to trickle in, I wouldn't be shocked at all with Didier and JR eventually graduating off lists to see him surpass Cam for the number one Braves prospect slot and fly up a couple top 100 boards. Thank you for tuning in to Platty's Prospects, and as always, be sure to check out all the folks at Hardcore Braves and follow on all socials. See you next week.